Why do people hate the West Coast? Because y'all do. Y'all listen, y'all do hate us. It's fucked up, but it's the truth. People move here and talk shit about it, but live here. It's the craziest shit you ever. Nigga, I've never been in the East Coast, and I said, man, you New York niggas, y'all niggas is wild, and all right, let me go in my house here. What? Anytime I go to the East, just love what y'all doing. I mean, where can I go? I go to the South. Oh, man, I'm not like, yeah, man, y'all talk like this. When I go to the South, I don't disrespect it. Y'all come here and totally shit on this place.
Yeah.
Y'all move here. Y'all make the money here. Y'all talk shit about it the whole time you're here, though. But utilize it. So we're just going to go there. Now, let's go to music. Because of the detriment, I'm not laughing at it, I'm laughing at the conversation, but because of some of the detrimental things that have happened to some people's favorite artists here, that leaves a bad taste in their mouth. So it's like, oh, y'all Hollywood, but then y'all gangbang. Y'all Hollywood, but y'all think y'all tough, but then y'all kill people. It's like, and then that nobody want to listen to that music, but everybody in the world lives here where this music is created. It's the most confusing shit ever, if you really think about it. Like, I've never went to the East Coast and they had a West Coast Wednesday on the radio station.
What's an example of?
Never. We have a West Coast Wednesday in the West Coast where they only play us during that time. Even we hate each other. Shit is crazy.
What's an example of someone talking shit about LA who moved here? Like, what do they talk shit about?
The food. The people that they've met that aren't from the West Coast that irritated them. But LA niggas ain't shit, but the nigga you talking about is from fucking Montana. The women, the politics, the music. They don't like any of it, but they're here. I can't fathom it to save my life. Like, we are the most talked shit about place in the United States that everybody comes to make all their money.
It's a very pervasive conversation this year. Like,
I think by the fact that all the people that thought Drake was winning should let you know how much you don't like the West Coast, because that means your ears don't work. That means you're using your eyes. You're using your eyes to tell you what sounds good.
When do you think the perception that Drake was winning switched?
It didn't switch for a lot of people that wasn't from here until not like us. And that's the issue. Because that means you're crazy. Because that means you didn't hear Euphoria. That means you didn't hear 316. That means you didn't hear Meet the Grams. That means you didn't actually hear it. Like you wasn't listening. And I heard somebody say, well, then he dropped the West Coast one, and that's why he won. He dropped the West Coast one. So Alchemist is not from the West Coast, I would assume. Oh, he is. My bad. Oops. Oh, wait, Soundwave, he's not from the West Coast at all. Oops. Man, this conversation was, y'all ain't got enough tape for this one. That lets me know that we gotta be crazy. Dude, they said he didn't win till he dropped the West Coast one.
It's 4 different styles of West Coast the whole time.
Yeah, but he dropped the West Coast one. This nigga Alchemist been killing shit all year. That one wasn't the West Coast one. Oh, man. It's crazy. How can you listen to Euphoria and think that boy was ever up? Like, ever. The West Coast one. Like, that irks the fuck out of me. Every album Kendrick has dropped has been a Compton album, because he's from Compton. Every album Tyler, the Creator, has dropped has been a West Coast album. He's from the West Coast. Billie Eilish drops West Coast albums. Doja Cat drops West Coast albums. They are from here. But unless that shit go, hey, it got an 808, it ain't from, it's not, bro, what are we doing, guys? That lets me know you hate the West Coast, because I've never turned on the Future when it was like, oh yeah, man, that's that down south one. When he dropped that down south one, I've not done that one time. Like, no, that shit bang. That shit fire. I'm not regionalizing it on it where it sound like it's from. It's like, no, that's good. Never. I didn't hear Dirk's all my life. Oh man, that Chicago shit going crazy. Not once. I've never done that. But everybody else, bro, what was I telling you about the journalists? When they write our names right now, you're not gonna do this because we know each other.
Right.
If we did this exact same interview, the same level of intellect, the same spot, they would put West Coast artist JasonMartin. Why can't I just be JasonMartin? Like, why? Why do we have to specify that I'm from over there? Because if I was from anywhere else, it wouldn't say Atlanta artist. It wouldn't say New York artist. I'm asking. You're a journalist. Somebody let me know why that's
I'll say this. I think a lot of times it's recognition, name recognition, right? And I think, they're not going to say New York artist Jay-Z.
Never.
They're not going to say Brooklyn rapper Biggie.
Nope.
But at a point in time, they might have. Like if the internet, for example, because a lot of it also is an SEO play, right? Like let's say, if you're going to do a story on AZ Chike right now, right? Well, a lot of people might not know who he is, so but West Coast rap is an SEO play. You might want to just get the extra SEO boost so you can get the story out there because these algorithms are not our friends.
Okay, so do you think you don't think that minimizes?
I think that away from
regionalizes.
It definitely regionalizes. It 100% does that. But the West Coast is a powerful region.
Why? When everybody hate it.
Well, that's the part I'm trying to understand.
That's on you guys.
I'm trying to understand.
I love it. I'm from here. Like I love it.
I love it here too.
Guess what else? I love Fayetteville. I love Atlanta. I love Chicago. I love when I go everywhere. I've never walked into anybody's fucking city and been like, paid my money, flew there and been like, man, this shit whack as fuck. This dirty as fuck. Why the fuck am I at this man? Y'all bitches weak. Man, y'all niggas ain't shit. Man, why y'all playing y'all own music in this motherfucker? I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this New York shit while I'm in New York. I don't want to hear this New York shit while I'm in New York. Niggas go to our clubs and be like, man, y'all play too much West Coast music. What? You're here. What? Bruh, this is the foolery I've been having to deal with, like, for my whole career. Like, why do you think we all have to make Southern sounding raps to break from out here? I didn't break until, like what? It's a flip of a Young Bleed song.
Yeah.
Why? YG didn't break till My Nigga. A Southern record. We always gotta bend to somebody else's style before we get huge recognition, which is insane because I don't know any other region that has to do it that way.
New York is another region that, New York, in my opinion, it's a travesty the way they threw away their sound. Because you have a lot of Southern-leaning sounds coming out of New York. A$AP Rocky, the whole A$AP mob, influenced by Texas and the Midwest. Drill, New York drill is that they imported it from Chicago.
But you see how y'all now call it New York drill? Y'all just took it. Now it's New York drill.
Well,
see that?
we regionalized it like West
Ain't
Coast
that
rapper.
about a bitch?
Like West
Ain't
Coast
that
rapper.
about a
We
shit,
regionalized it.
What? Are you serious right now? Bro, what?
But my point is,
it's crazy.
But the point is, it's not its own sound to me. And I think that's also a bigger example of how everyone's from the internet. And so, virality, however it flows, does play a role in the decisions people make. But I can't front, though. GNX just dropped, and there's a lot of polarizing opinions on the title track GNX and Peekaboo, which are arguably the most immediately identified to unfamiliar ears as West Coast music.
Interesting. Very interesting. It's people hate the West Coast, and that's just, it's cool. Like I think I would rather motherfuckers just admit it. Like, you know what? We don't like y'all. We don't fuck with what y'all do. We don't like how y'all get down. The blood crip shit stupid. Like, just fucking say it. But don't say it from here. Like, say it from your house. Like say it from your city where you live, and I'll totally get your opinion. But living here saying it, it's kind of crazy.
I mean, it's a perspective that's been out there for a long time. I remember Snoop Dogg on stage at the Source Awards. Y'all ain't got no love for the West Coast.
Right. We the biggest in the game, and we sit here getting booed. This is crazy. Like right now, somebody was like, "Oh man, you know Kendrick did the West Coast album," and I was like, "Don't say that. We gotta stop. We gotta stop." He did his album. This is just like To Pimp a Butterfly. This is just like damn. He does think pieces, and they all sound sonically different. This is now this one. Don't call this one the West Coast one though. Like nobody gonna call Pimp a Butterfly the jazz one. They say no, that's the Pulitzer Prize winning. That's the
Well, Dan was the Pulitzer Prize one.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oops.
Because
my bad.
Because
the one that they say is the most commercial. Got it.
Because To Pimp a Butterfly,
The jazz one. Niggas tried to call it.
it kind of is. I don't look at it as
The
offensive.
jazz
I don't look at
one.
it as offensive though.
I know you don't.
There's a lot of-
because jazz is celebrated.
Well, there's a lot of incredible West Coast jazz musicians.
Right. We're not talking about you. You don't count. Stop trying to speak for the idiots, man. You are an intellect. Your mind is through the roof. Like, I know you when you had dreads, nigga. I don't want to do this. I'm talking about these fucks, these other fucks that's talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about them. They call that the jazz one, and it's the West Coast one. No, it's the one that's the #1 record in the country, which means it is the sound. It's the one that's been #1 on Billboard since the battle. It's pop. Right now, it's the most popular style of music right now. It's a pop album.
Wow.
And people don't like when the West Coast is pop. You know why? Because they can't rap to it. It's too fast. How y'all catch that bop? Like, what is that? Like, why is it going? Man, it's cold. It's not cold here. It says 75 degrees on Christmas here. We're not rapping for you. That's not where. No, we don't want it to sound like it's not sun out. Sun's out.
Yeah.
Get with this. Get with it, fuck with it while it's cracking. Because when it wasn't cracking, you never heard me shit on somebody like, oh God, another trap record? Are they gonna use that same loop again? They're gonna use that same 808, that same hi-hat run is gonna happen the whole album again? Have you ever heard me say that, ever? No. You've heard me say it here. Have I publicly said that? Are we gonna do the exact same thing again? Y'all not hearing that that's the exact same beat again? Like we're not. I didn't say that. I said, you know what? They on the run. That shit going up. They got it. Nothing you can say about it. Send some of that shit over here. Let me try it. All right, that ain't my vibe. All right, I can't fuck with it. Whatever. But I'm not gonna publicly be like, man, that shit whack, because it's not us. That is the problem that I have with a lot of this. The West Coast one. The West Coast one. Like, bro, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. I know. Listen, it's been a lot of things that happen out here, man. Rest in peace to the fallen soldiers who've lost their life for whatever reason to this culture out here, right? I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't none of my other rap counterparts, none of my other producer counterparts. We don't want to keep taking the hit for that. We enjoy everybody's music. We just want the same in return. But don't regionalize what we do, especially when we're the #2 biggest market in the United States. Why the fuck would I want to sound like the #8 and the #5 and the #11? What the fuck? That makes no sense. We've been chasing everybody else's sound, and we're the #2 market where everybody lives. Everybody comes. It's insane to me. So for this resurgence that's happening, thank you, Drake. This resurgence that's happening, hey, man, I love it. You talking about pimping a butterfly, baby. This shit's going up. And it ain't gonna stop. Because this time, we not gonna let it go like we did before. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna let it go. And we're gonna tell all the journalists, don't fucking put no West Coast in front of my name when you write it down. At least put Compton. Put where I'm from.
Right.
Put my city. You know what I'm saying? Don't scoop me to a side of the industry that's disliked or popular for a moment. Nah, bro. Nah, bro, we had Snoop Dogg at the fucking Olympics, man. Like, what are we talking about? This is global shit.
I mean, Kendrick did have that line on Dodger Blue where he says, people say they hate LA and they never been south of the 10.
Never. Never. I like taking my friends from out of town to Compton and to Watts and LA so they can see, like, they be like, oh, then they do some shit like this. It's like half-ass like racist where, you know, somebody like, oh, man, you're cool for a black guy. It's like that type of shit. They do that to us. Like, oh, man, LA is all right. Oh, man, y'all don't act like Hollywood. What? Wait. You're judging a place where the world, all the world comes and hangs out as on how Los Angeles culture is? That's your bad.
Can you blame him?
Yes, because I don't do that.
But you're from here. You understand the nuances.
I'm talking about when I go to other people's places. I don't judge. If I have one bad thing at the gas station where the clerk doesn't do it right, I'm not finna say, fuck Atlanta, they're stupid and they don't know how to act. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna assume that person's having a bad day and continue on with my trip.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna shit on it just because I don't understand it or it doesn't make sense to me. And that's the problem. That's the real issue. Like, people don't understand the cadence in which this works. I'm from LA and I don't like the gangbang shit. I don't give a fuck. He's watching me tell gangbangers in here all day, man, that shit cap. I get it. I understand it. But that's not the end-all, be-all of what Los Angeles is. It's one part. It's a part that you must respect if you plan to indulge. But that shit takes up the majority of people's mind space when they think of California, and that's not true. It's a whole Bay Area up top that don't have none of that shit going on. You got Nevada, you got Seattle, you got, you know what I'm saying, San Diego, it's a lot going on over this way. And we all don't sound the same, we all don't act the same. So don't fucking write us up the same.
I think it is very interesting that, you know, the loss of Biggie, for example, or Pop Smoke, for example, you know, Tupac, you know, while he was out here, he was in Vegas, but he was out here, for example, has a psychological impact on, from your perspective, on people's opinions on the West Coast.
Totally, for sure. Those people that are in these higher offices and they're executives now, those were friends of theirs. And they take it very seriously, like I would if my friend was murdered somewhere. But we can't be so naive to blame a whole coast for a couple of people's mishaps that happened. I've heard whispers of, for sure, there are executives in these offices that just won't sign West Coast artists because their connections to Biggie or to Pop Smoke or to this and that. Them West Coast niggas did that.
Wow.
No, that set of people did that. We gotta wipe the board clean with a lot of things, bro. It's like this generation can't keep like getting held back for shit that happened 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Or even what happened 5, 10 years ago. A lot of people find themselves liking to play in this culture, that gangbang culture. They like to play in it, but they don't understand that playing in it means all the rules now apply to you. So if you do something that is counterproductive of what those rules are, the consequences are usually death. That's the rules. That's why I chose not to play in it, because I don't like the hours. You can't even fucking clock out on that shit. You don't get a lunch break, nothing. You got to be tough 24 hours a day. Right. I don't got time for it. But for those that want to, you know, they want to throw up the P's, they want to throw up the C's, they want to come play around in this shit, okay, there's repercussions when you cross certain lines. And unless you're ready to deal with that, you should stay up out of it. You know what I mean? It's not for nothing. Like, I was just like, the Biggie thing is always going to be a tricky thing because of the alliances that niggas started having with the Crips out here and that politic that started happening. The Pop Smoke thing is always going to be a tricky thing because...
Real quick on the Biggie thing, for people who don't understand, what were the alliances?
Meaning like Keefy D. Like, how does... Puffy doesn't know a Keefy D without somebody hooking them up, like, and then they start engulfing in that... They start getting entrenched in the world, that's something they don't know about. That's like me going to New York and finding the biggest drug dealers out there now, planning their politics, but then going home and then bringing them over here. And then when I go over there, the rules switch, I don't know, now it's up. And I mean, what the consequences that come with me playing in your field, they come. Like, they just come. Like, don't play with dirt if you don't want to get dirty. You feel what I'm saying? Pop Smoke, a known Crip that came out here. I don't know the ins and outs, I know he did something to somebody. Because nobody just runs and does something to you here. Like, that's what people think. Like, niggas just running up on them, fucking with people. No. A lot of people get out here and they nuts get big because they like, well, I ain't finna let them Cali niggas do me. All right. Okay. I would never, the arrogance, I would never go to, where you from again?
I grew up in the South.
What's
North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. Equal
like,
time.
what's the city?
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Brickville.
I'm not going into Charlotte and I see the toughest nigga there and I'm like, well, nigga, I'm from Compton though, so fuck what you on.
Yeah. Right.
What? Like, who do I think I am? That I can just come to y'all's place, that y'all have rules in politics, and because I'm from where I think I'm tough at, I can just walk over here and act how I want to act without no repercussions. Oh, y'all some bitch-ass niggas for killing Prob over there. He a great rapper. But Prob came over here acting crazy. He was talking shit to niggas he shouldn't have been talking shit to. He wasn't at the studio and just getting food and fuck with the bitches. He in here trying to play with the gangsters. Well, gangster shit's gonna happen. But you shouldn't like slight the whole fucking coast. I'm not gonna be like, well, fuck North Carolina for the rest of my life because I had an incident with 2 people there.
Right.
Journalists. You feel me? Journalists. I'm talking to journalists.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom happening. Systematical culture views that's radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing them. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.